counting or not counting gang violence. Great.
Oh, wow. I mean, are we surprised? Are we really surprised here? You see that little thing right there? Yes, that's a communist symbol. And no, that's not a coincidence. There's a very specific reason why people who adopt the ideology always drift towards justifying violence. And well, we're going to explain why they, drift to this very subhuman behavior. Let's get into it. So communism isn't a peaceful ideology that was corrupted by bad leaders. Violence is baked into the operating system. Marx outright states that revolution requires a forcible overthrow of all existing social conditions, not reform, not voting, not persuasion, force. So every communist framework relies on the idea of class enemies, entire groups of people whose existence supposedly blocks progress. Once you divide humanity into oppressor and oppressed, classes with no individual agency, violence becomes not only allowed, but morally necessary. That's where this guy's mindset comes from. I don't like your politics, so your death is morally justified. That is communist ethics distilled to one sentence. When in Korea, the Cheka, a secret police force that executed hundreds of thousands of political opponents, not criminals, opponents. Mao's Cultural Revolution killed, tortured, or disappeared millions in the name of eliminating reactionaries. Khmer Rouge exterminated a quarter of Cambodia's population because they were class traitors. The Shining Path in Peru, FARC in Colombia, MPA in the Philippines, the Red Brigades in Italy, RAF in Germany, all communist ideologies, all violent, all justified their subhuman violence through Marxist doctrine. So this isn't an accident, this is a pattern on every continent, in every decade, with every interpretation of the ideology. If an ideology produces the same outcome everywhere it's tried, the outcome is not a glitch, it's the design. When you're taught that political disagreement equals moral inferiority, and moral inferiority equals dehumanization, and dehumanization justifies violence, you end up with TikTok communists clapping about assassination. They think they're being revolutionary. In reality, they're repeating the same broken pattern. Violence equals progress, opponents are expandable, morality is tribal. This is why the people celebrating Charlie Kirk's death are almost always communist aligned. The ideology trains them to see killing as a political tool. Here's another part people don't really talk about much. Communism doesn't just fail economically, it freezes human development, it kills innovation, crushes competition, destroys incentives, and replaces curiosity with obedience. When you remove individual ambition, private ownership, free experimentation, decentralized decision-making, you remove the exact forces that produce technology, medicine, art, engineering, scientific progress, AI, everything that pushes humanity forward. So communism kills development because it treats human creativity as a threat instead of an engine. Every communist society fell behind technologically, collapsed economically, had to steal innovation from freer countries, and eventually used force to maintain control. So literally anti-progress. Meanwhile, look at the modern world. The countries leading AI, not communist. The countries leading biotech, not communist. The countries leading medicine, engineering, physics, and innovation, once again, not communist. Communism punishes the exact personality traits that create progress. So if you see some cornball shirtless cheering for a political assassination, understand this. He's not an outlier. He's a product of an ideology that tells you violence is noble, innovation is dangerous, and anyone who disagrees deserves elimination. So communism doesn't make society better. It makes society bloodier and dumber. And this video is exactly what that looks like in real time. Just overall a very subhuman ideology. In conclusion, communism promotes violence at its